Hey folks, how are we doing? Well, haven't played any Rhinos in a while. The meta, pulls this deck in a lot of directions, and it's pretty easy to beat any deck with the Rhinos, but it's kind of hard to metagame for them all. So I have cut the inevitable betrayal from the sideboard here. We moved 2 endurance into the main, and we've got 2 in the sideboard, and well, that's made some room for some Mindbreak Traps. And then we've got the Brotherhood's End. And so, the idea is to still have a lot of game against combo and initiative and tempo and Bean's control with this kind of configuration. So yeah, that's how I put it together. Yeah, I haven't done the Rhinos in a bit here, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, starting out on the play. Well, this is a hand that I'm going to keep with 2 Cascaders and some mana sources. Okay, I'm going to play a Scalding Tarn and pass, and hope that my opponent plays around Stifle. Alright, a Tundra from the opponent, so I guess we're up against some kind of control deck here. Well, I guess I'm going to suspend some Crashing Footfalls here on turn 2. And I guess I'll grab the basic forest. I don't want Wasteland to somehow interfere with my plans here. An EOT Brainstorm from the opponent, so maybe we're looking at breakfast here. A Scalding Tarn, okay, and a Volcanic Island, so I would say not breakfast. Alright, so I'm going to fetch to thin here. Yeah, I'll get a basic island, why not? And then, yeah, I'm going to jam Shardless Agent. And then if they counter this, we'll still have a 2/2. And then we'll be following up with a Violent Outburst and hopefully Lorien Revealed. Wow, the Rhinos just resolved though. That seems good. Okay, well, I'll accept a Prismatic Ending. And they just want to pass the turn here, it looks like. A Minsc Boo, wow. Do I just want to jam the Minsc Boo? I guess I'd rather the Violent Outburst gets countered than the Minsc Boo. Okay, so that all resolved, and we're getting in for a whole bunch here. Fade Terminus. We do. Supreme Verdict. Okay, it is a Supreme Verdict. So I guess I will use the Lorien Revealed right now, because I won't be able to do it on my next turn because we'll be tapped out for Minsc Boo if I don't have my 5th land already. And now unfortunately we're out of Cascaders. We do have Endurance in the main deck, 2 of them, to flash back with. Is this Minsc Boo going to resolve? It is. That seems like good news. Then we have more Rhino reinforcements coming down, and Lorien Revealed. Brainstorm from the opponent. And they're going to play a Teferi. Well, that seems probably okay. They're going to bounce our Boo. So this is going to stymie our Crashing Footfalls there, Teferi. And we are unable to unsuspend. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to attack the Teferi and play Lorien Revealed. See if they have Swords to Plowshares here. They do not. Lorien Revealed doing its noble work here. All right, well, that resolved. And we drew an Endurance, so we can shuffle our Rhinoceri back into the deck. So that's pretty cool. All right, the opponent's cracking a Prismatic Vista. And what's it going to be, a Terminus here? A 4th Ear Lingus. That's not necessarily the end of the world here. Because, yeah, we should be able to... We got a bunch going at Minsc and Boo. Okay. So I'm gonna be able to Endurance. I mean, I could just go for the kill. Yeah, we have Force of Negation. I guess you would think that Force of Negation would protect the Fire and Ice. So maybe I should just do that, but I could Endurance my graveyard back in and then play Shardless Agent and have a giant board presence. I think they probably don't have 2 Force of Wills. Let's hope not anyway. Well, there's Force of Will number 1. Stern Scolding. That doesn't do much against our deck. I guess they can counter a little crash here. Okay, so after that bug, it seems like we're back. And yeah, I'm going to... Wow, the game seems to be having an issue with this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so they can't Force of Will again, so they do need Force of Negation, which you think they would have used first. Okay. So I don't think I really have any changes I want to make. We have the 2 Endurance. I mean, I don't think we want Brotherhood's End or Fury or Blood Moon. So I guess we're just going to have to accept that we're pre-boarded. We got the Hullbreacher's main. Yeah, let's run it back. Actually, I don't think Fire and Ice is very good here. And it's probably pretty bad. I'll play a random copy of Fury. All right, I think I'm going to try the 2 Furies and 3... Okay, 2 Furies, 3 Endurances, 2 Minsc and Boo, 2 Hullbreacher, no Fire and Ice. Fury could potentially blow out some Planeswalkers. And, you know, if we're just in a top deck war, could do some work. Yeah, so we've got a turn 2 Violent Outburst, and then Minsc and Boo coming down the line and force backup. That's all what we like to see. Okay, I'll definitely take a Shardless Agent. So now I have to decide if I want to get like basics here or what the situation is. Am I going to get stifled? No. I guess we're probably, you know, not getting basics. And if we get back to basic or Blood Moon or something, we'll just have to deal with it. All right. Yeah, I'm going to get the Tropical. And then I'll cycle Lorien Revealed. And then, so probably on my turn, I'm just going to pass and see if they tap out for Teferi. And then I would Violent Outburst in response to Teferi. Another counterspell is good for that. I don't really just like playing Shardless Agent into like a Spell Pierce. So they're cracking that Vista, so it looks like we're going to get to Violent Outburst in response to a Teferi here, would be my guess. Narset. Yeah, we can Violent Outburst in response to that. All right, so the Rhinos are on the stack here. Rhinos resolve. Man, do I just want to let this Narset resolve then? I guess so. We can just attack and kill it. Yeah, Narset happens. They find a Force of Will. We did not rip the land, sadly. Attack Narset and attack the opponent. All right, Narset is out of here. Supreme Verdict can't stop it. Hopefully we can rip a land or a mana source this turn. Nope. Well, we may be in some trouble now. We had a great window there to draw a mana source, but we did not draw a mana source. Okay. So I guess the plan here is just to tap out for a Shardless Agent. And I guess I'll grab my basic forest. Okay, the Rhinos are on the stack here. So they're tapping out for Force of Will. I can just Shardless again next turn. Although I am going to be running low on counter spells. They're only at 14. So the 2/2 body isn't completely pointless. And we do have Minsc as like another thing here. So unless we top deck the Crashing Footfalls, that would be unfortunate. Seems like an okay spot. Endurance is a pretty good one. I'll be happy to attack for 2 and then just shuffle my graveyard back into my library on their end step and add 3 more power to the board. Or otherwise, you know, Force of Negation, the 4th Ear Lingus they got waiting for us. It looks like they're just going to pass, so we're going to get to play this Endurance on the end step here. That's pretty cool. If this Endurance resolves, we don't really need the Shardless Agent, and so I'm probably okay to like just pitch. Well, I'd be not playing the Shardless Agent on my next turn. I probably just pitch Force of Will to get this Endurance to resolve. And then we're hoping to draw a land to slam this Minsc. Alright, yeah, I'm going to target myself here and get these Crashing Footfalls back. Swords to Plowshares. Sure, that's fine on the Endurance. There's the land. So yeah, I'm definitely going to jam Minsc with all kinds of Force of Will back up here. Yeah, and I'm going to force their Force pitching Force. They're going to force back. I guess I'm going to force back 2. And I guess I'll just pitch the Force of Negation here. Wow, and they have another Force. So, that was the ultimate Force of Will battle. But Shardless Agent off the top here is just the thing. I mean, if they have 4th Ear Lingus here, that's pretty good. But otherwise, I guess Teferi would be a pretty good one too, actually. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay, that did not happen. Violent Outburst. Does that make me change what I want to do? I think probably not. I mean, they're going to be... Maybe I'll just Violent Outburst on their end step. Or, man, I think I'll just play the Shardless Agent now. That seems fine. Whoops. No need to get too fancy. Alright, so yeah, the Rhino's resolved. They have a Swords for a Rhino. They're still dead. Okay, they're not quite dead, but they actually are dead to Violent Outburst. Okay. Well, we really saw Endurance shuffling our own graveyard back in do work there. And that's definitely a good thing about Endurance in the main deck. To be fair, I think we only shuffled in Crashing Footfalls in, you know, the post-sideboard games where you'd have Endurance anyway in your standard build. But that kind of up the middle deck is one that we really want to beat. It's more like Well, I guess Beanstalk is up the middle, but it's like actually hard to beat. But maybe, you know, that kind of Jeskai control is favored against Beanstalk. All right. Okay, so my opponent here, it looks like they are like a combo gamer. This Urberg deck is, you know, the Beseech the Mirror deck. And so is this BRG deck that they were playing. So I'm going to keep. Okay, what do we got, opponent? Basic Island. All right. I don't know. It doesn't seem like the guy as well deck plays Basic Island, so we might be getting juked here. I guess I'm just gonna pass the turn. Okay, so I guess it's probably just blue-black scam. Okay. So that's gonna make me want to get basics here. And then start icing stuff on their upkeep. Although they probably do have Bowmasters is what they're showing here. I'm probably okay with Island Forest because we have the two Simian Spirit Guides in hand. The Bowmaster thing is kind of an issue, but they'll probably have to play the Bowmaster. And I was supposed to fetch Basic Forest. That was terrible. Dang, that was not what I wanted to do. Because now I cannot get the Basic Forest with a Lorien Revealed. Bummer. Man, this is all kinds of awkward. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to jam Shardless Agent here. So that's all kinds of awkward, what I was trying to do there, because, yeah, I can't fire an Orcish Bowmaster with Island Forest. I would have to pitch Simian Spirit Guide. That seems pretty dubious. The opponent's going to cycle a Lorien Revealed of their own. They're just passing the turn here. Okay. Land would be okay. Snuff out. Well, they didn't even try to daze it last time, so I'm gonna try to counter this. It'll be a pretty big game if this resolves. Soren's Ransom, okay. Okay, well, none of these cards matter. Brazen Borrower, I suppose, to some extent does, but they're going to be taking some damage here. So I can split it like this, but they're guaranteed to take the Brazen Borrower. I mean, I could just give them all the trolls here. I mean, the trolls sure don't seem like they matter. Okay. Then if they want to have the one Brazen Borrower, they can have it. Yeah, they took the Brazen Borrower, which will not save them this turn. And man, we ripped the mana source, so I guess I'm gonna have to. Okay, Brainstorm here. Okay, so they played Brainstorm. They're about to Petty Theft me. Oh, they've got the Fatal Push. And here's the Petty Theft. Here's the Petty Theft. But they're still quite dead to fire. Although, you know, I don't have the basic mountain. And they haven't had Orcish Bowmaster all game. I'm in this position where I'm gonna want to like ice something maybe. I mean, I could play out the Elvish Spirit Guide here, but then that's gonna cut me off of red. But I suppose another Elvish Spirit Guide here is probably a pretty good addition to the board, and then just try to win the game with ice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll get the Volcanic Island, and yeah, they're gonna get to waste me off of it. And I can get the basic forest, but that doesn't really improve the situation. it is a situation where the basic mountain, which I'm historically not a fan of, would be pretty good there for sure. Yeah, there is the wasteland activation. And here is a Murky Reach. Sure is. But we have a handful of ices, which is just what we want in this situation. Okay, well, that'll let us play around days. So let us ice the Murky Reach. Okay, they're going to force. That works for me. They have another wasteland. That is not going to do it for the opponent. Yeah, they can play the Brazen Borrower, and then we'll just ice the Murky Reach, and Brazen Borrower cannot block creatures without flying, so... Always had it. There's the concession. Okay, so, I mean, Force of Negation's a card that we can board out. Then beyond that, the question is this a Blood Moon matchup? I could just leave in one Force of Negation and play the 4 Endurances, and then accept that Hullbreacher is our only scam factor. Yeah, Blood Moon certainly doesn't seem good, and I think they showed us Lorien Revealed that game, right? In addition to the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Yeah, there it is. We definitely saw trolls. So, yeah, I think bringing in Blood Moon does not seem great, and I'm going to be happy just to run this, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to be happy to suspend Crashing Footfalls on turn 1 here, and then play a Violent Outburst around days. And they got a Ponder. That's cool. Okay. I think the Tropical Island is fine. They're going to Swamp Cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Here's the Underground Sea, and is it a Reanimate? Sure is. Yeah, I mean, that does... I mean, if we draw Brazen Borrower, which I just did, that doesn't seem very good. I'm just going to go ahead and Petty Theft this now and play around days. That resolved, so that seems pretty good. They're just took 6 damage there. Okay, so they've got the Palantir down. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be paying life on this thing and letting them scry. Now it's time to start trying to kill them quickly. Yeah, we'll not have them draw a card. All right, well, they take 5, so that helps make up for the troll reanimation there. So this basic land is not a bad draw. So I think I'm just going to rip Violent Outburst here and play around like Flusterstorm and whatnot, and accept that if they have Force of Negation, then it happens. And then we'll want to cycle a Lorien Revealed here. So we know they have the Troll in hand here. So I could potentially take like 12 off of this. I have a Petty Theft there. Well, maybe I'll just let them draw a card, because I'm sure it's just that Troll of Khazad-dûm that's on top. Okay, and the Crashing Footfalls coming down next turn. Okay, well, here's another Crashing Footfalls. Probably the game is not going to last long enough for that to matter. I guess for what it's worth, Blood Moon would have been good here. So I could play Brazen Borrower off the Spirit Guide. How good is that? I'm gonna put them on a pretty low life total. Alright, I guess I can do that on their end step. But this is kind of an awkward spot. There's the troll that was on top. They're gonna Mystic Sanctuary something on top here. And they're going for the Lorien Revealed. Shieldred's Edict. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token. Yeah, I cannot stop that. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna slam the Brazen Borrower here. And I think I have to let them draw. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I think I have to let them draw one card, and yep. They at least have to tap out for that Lorien Revealed on their turn. And we do have these Rhinos coming down, so that's something. Okay, there's a Force. And this land is not super exciting. Yeah, we can suspend this Crashing Footfalls, and we're just twiddling our thumbs here. So they're passing through their turn. We're going to their end step. And yeah, I guess I have to let them draw a card. Okay. Perhaps they're Petty Theft, or maybe Orcish Bowmaster, Shieldred's Edict. Okay. And here's the Brazen Borrower. No, here's the Soren's Ransom. Okay. Okay. Well, I'd kind of prefer they just have... They're only at 5 life. And none of these cards are great. Fatal Push is maybe the worst. Or, yeah. Yeah, so maybe do it like this and then hope they take the other pile. Okay, so they took the Fatal Push plus Ponder. Now here's Violent Outburst, but yeah, sadly I am out of Rhinos. Yeah, it's no bueno. We just have 2 Rhinos in our graveyard and 1 in exile here. And no endurance is to be found. Yeah, so here's Ponder for our opponent, and I'm just reviewing the sideboard. Maybe we can get some of these Blood Moons in. Grief. Yeah, I mean, my Violent Outburst does nothing. And Lorien Revealed. I mean, I could cycle the Lorien Revealed, but then they have to take Violent Outburst, and that's not very good. Yeah. I don't know, maybe it would be best to find Endurance and then have this Violent Outburst ready to go. All right, here's Murky Reach. So I'm about ready to throw in the towel here. I don't think they're going to keep drawing cards off this Palantir. And I guess I'll take one more draw step, but we're pretty done here. Yeah, all right, that's fine. We just kind of drew all the Crashing Footfalls, and yeah, no endurances or Hullbreachers. Well, I guess I can cut a Force of Negation for a Blood Moon. I mean, maybe 4 endurance isn't needed, and I can play 2 copies of Blood Moon. Not really sure that Blood Moon's gonna actually be good. I mean, they had Lorien Revealed in the Murky Reach, or the troll there like the whole game, and they just didn't use them. But I'm okay with this Crashing Footfall start. Okay, they're gonna go ahead and pass the turn here. So I guess if they tap out for something, I'll try to jam this Violent Outburst. If they don't tap out for anything, I mean, like, they're gonna like brainstorm here, probably cycle a troll. I guess I would rather try to play this Violent Outburst around days. If they want to wasteland me, that is cool. We'll just Lorien Revealed and grab another one. And I guess I'm committed to playing around days, which I wasn't sure what I was doing last turn, and I kept the I played out the Volcanic Island when I really just wanted to play around days anyway. But yeah, now I'm drawing only lands, so you know that's not exciting. But yeah, but I do lose my ability. I guess I should have just played Scalding Tarn there. I'm gonna lose my ability to emergency respond to something with a Violent Outburst. So dang, that might have been dumb. But at least these Rhinos are suspending while they're over there just wastelanding me. Another land. See, that is the joy of playing Rhinos, is, you know, drawing all the lands. Yep. All right, we'll put these Rhinos on the stack. We have a force. But we do have more Rhinos coming down. But it's just pretty bad that we've only drawn lands, and yeah, I mean, what am I gonna do? There's a Palantir. It's fine. I will accept the 5 damage. Maybe 6. 1 damage. Okay. Here come some Rhinos. I could please draw something besides a land. You know, I'd really appreciate it. Wow. It's probably the worst non-land draw in the deck, right? Okay, well, let's play out the Elvish Spirit Guide for all you, you know, Spirit Guide beatdown fans out there. Man, that is a disheartening draw. All right, well, man, yeah, this is just the thing about playing Rhinos. You just have the fail rate of the deck. Then you're playing against decks like Blue-Black Scam. There's a Fatal Push. Here's a Ponder. And we're going to get a Murktide Region here. Well, it would have been nice to draw something besides lands, but we're probably pretty dead here. Okay, they did a good job. Well, at least the suffering's about to end. All right, well, we drew the Petty Theft, so that is good. Their last cards were not Force of Will. I guess I'm just gonna jam this now. I mean, we got the one good draw there with a Brazen Borrower, so, I mean, that's cool. Okay, yes, we'll sacrifice our Rhino. They get a 4/4 Murky Reach. The Murky Reach is in. Oh, and they've got a Mystic Sanctuary, so they got a nice 5/5 Murktide. I don't know. I'm just gonna take my chances with letting them draw Shieldred's Edict. And maybe it's not the worst case scenario to have them draw that. All right, whatever. We really need to like rip like I've never ripped before. Okay. I mean, that's kind of a rip, huh? Okay, well, you know, after missing land after land after land, we got a couple of good draws in a row. They do get to make this thing up to a 4/4. They're going for the Sorin's Ransom here. Okay. I guess it's... I mean, I really don't care about the days. Or the lands. So maybe it's just a 3 versus 1 and you can have the Petty Theft. Okay. Man, it's conceivable that I could win this game somehow. Minsc and Boo or Fire and Ice, those or Violent Outburst would all be ones. You may draw a card. One more Rip deck, can we do it? I mean, that's kind of a 1. Oh man, they have the days. But I guess we can go to 4 and play around it, right? Why not? Okay. Well, let's get them down to 1. And let's pay 4. Well, they don't have the days. I forgot. But maybe this is for the best anyway. That went to the graveyard. They've got the Brazen Borrower. Oh, there's the Blood Moon right on time. Yeah, so they're getting in here with the old 6/6 Murky Reach. And what's this other play? The Brazen Borrower, okay. All right, well, deck, maybe you can help me out and draw me a card here that does something. My opponent does get to draw a card. These Rhinos are coming in. So that is a something for sure. Shardless Agent, okay. So probably we're gonna play Blood Moon. Yep. Don't really see any reason other than just to tap the duels for it. I mean, they can't force a will anyway. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna play this Blood Moon. Okay. And if they can... Yeah, I guess we're gonna play Shardless Agent here, right? Or is it better just to have the Hullbreacher in play? You know, Hullbreacher may be better here, I guess. I guess more Rhinos seems like it doesn't matter. And we have the chance to sneak attack them with a Hullbreacher. I mean, what are the chances they try to play a cantrip here? Okay, I guess I'm going to go with a Hullbreacher. But yeah, no attack. Okay, they of course do instantly have the black mana. Makes sense. But they need to remove both of my Brazen Borrowers. And then, you know, yeah, because their Brazen Borrower can only put me to 1. Well, they don't play a basic swamp, I guess, is what's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna block with Brazen Borrower. I mean, I guess I might as well double block it, right? No, we're just going to be trying to kill them next turn, right? So one more attacker, I think, makes more sense. And then I'll play the Hullbreacher. And they can draw a card. Wow, I cannot believe that I won that game. That was unbelievable. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again. But I guess the back-to-back Brazen Borrower draws were stupid clutch. I guess shout out to the Rhinos Discord, where they're a fan of the 4 of Brazen Borrowers. The thing is if I was running less Brazen Borrowers, it'd be hard to get the Blood Moons and the Hullbreachers in, which all kind of contributed here. We didn't see the Endurance, which are chewing up a bunch of slots, which could also be more Brazen Borrowers. That was ridiculous, though. I can't believe that somehow worked. Okay. Okay, well, we'll try to rein it back in after the madness of the last round. I guess 2 Blood Moons against Scam is fine. There's some matchups where I really want 3 Blood Moons, specifically, you know, 4-color control decks. Yeah, that was wild. Anyway, we got a pretty reasonable hand with a bunch of game. If it's some kind of combo deck, we don't have Force Will, but there is this Hullbreacher. And then otherwise, we're jamming Violent Outburst. And, you know, maybe Lorien Revealed down the line if we don't need to cycle it. Okay. I guess I'll start on the Misty Rainforest. They're gonna crack right away here. I guess I won't try to play around Stifle. It looks like we're gonna be rewarded for that decision. Alright, a preordain, so that probably means it's some kind of show and tell. So hopefully we can win despite the lack of inevitable betrayals in our deck. Or maybe it's just Storm combo, and the Mindbreak Traps from the sideboard will be good. I think I'm going to get the basic forest here. Okay, Force of Will's probably a good rip. But yeah, I would expect that the opponent's not going to see this Hullbreacher coming. Or, I mean, maybe they're up to date on what's going on with the Temur Rhinos. Okay. A little pause there, and now we're, yeah, here comes the Hullbreacher. We're gonna get him good, it looks like. And I think the basic island is fine here. If I really need the double green, I can just, I mean, I could get Tropical Island, I guess, is the only consideration. But it needs to be a blue source to play this Hullbreacher. I'm just gonna get the basic island. All right, Hullbreacher, do your work. The Breacher is in. Yeah, F Mystical Dispute is what I have to say. Oh yeah, give me that treasure token. Hook it up to my veins. Okay. So I guess I'm going to attack here, and then just do the Violent Outburst thing, get my extra pointed damage in. And I mean, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and suspend the Crashing Footfalls as well. So I mean, I guess the extra pointed damage really doesn't matter. My opponent's asking me if it makes more sense to play it pre-combat. Well, I'm not sure. We'll hit them with the old no worries. Okay. All right. Now, man, I could just not suspend this Crashing Footfalls. And, yeah, I don't think there's really any point to it. And that might matter playing Lorien Revealed to have one more mana source. Well, here's an impulse from the opponent. So I would expect it's a Mind's Desire strat. But I guess it could still be Show and Tell for sure. What are we getting for 1 mana? Okay. Wow, they're going to preordain. Okay. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't use the treasure token. That much is for sure. Well, I'm attacking for 11. And then there's this question, is playing Lorien Revealed better than just keeping it in hand as a potential blue card? They're dead next turn. I mean, if I draw 3 cards, I guess it could be Force, blue card. Probably just keeping the Force of the Lorien Revealed in hand and having the ability to play around Flusterstorm is better than playing the Lorien Revealed there. Okay, there's a concession. All right, nice. So, I mean, I just have the feeling my opponent's on high tide, but it could be mono blue Show and Tell. At least Mindbreak Trap you can hardcast for 4. If it is more of the Show and Tell rather than the high tide. And Endurance seems like the easy cut. Brazen Borrower, not too good, but it does attack for 3, and Fire and Ice. Not doing a lot either. I mean, Blood Moon would be a wild one to try to get down on turn 1. And turn off all their fetch lands. But I don't think any of that is worth it. So what we really want to see happen in this league is to not get punished for not playing Inevitable Betrayal. And so what we'd like to do is either beat the Show and Tell deck without Inevitable Betrayal, or, you know, have this not be a Show and Tell deck. And so I did keep this 2 mana source hand, and we're just trying to hit a mana source in our 2 draws, and The deck is 50% mana, although Lorien Revealed does not have haste. I could have paid 3 and really wigged my opponent out there. And, you know, I think I probably should have. That was really dumb. There was really no upside to not doing that, although they're just going to go ahead and play Impulse here, so. But with all these forces in hand, I don't think you can mulligan a hand like this. And I think with this deck, you just have to hope to hit a mana source in, yeah, we hit the mana source. Okay. All right, opponent, play Brainstorm. Okay, so I'd say it is in fact show and tell. All right, look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put 2 of them in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. I guess it could still be combo, potentially. So I think this is probably worth forcing. I think I'm going to play the Hullbreacher in response. And then I'm going to start forcing. Wow, they played Daze. So am I going to force both of these spells? I think that I am. I think I'd rather just have the Hullbreacher in play as a clock. I mean, it's not like I have a green source to play Shardless Agent with anyway. If they end up forcing again here, well, that shows me they probably are on some kind of time spiral strat and that we're really going to want this Hullbreacher in play. So I guess this has worked out. They are thinking about it over there. Although if they're on City of Traders, there's basically no chance that they are on High Tide, now that I think about it. Wow, another Daze. Well, I guess if they're gonna fight over this, I'm gonna fight over this. Alright, well, I wish I had my inevitable betrayals. Hopefully they see only Brainstorm and cantrips off this Drawn from Dreams. Alright, they're passing it on back. Okay, well, we're almost to Minsc and Boo. Attack for 3. I mean, I imagine they're just gonna play show and tell. Maybe I just walked into my own demise here. I mean, it looks like it, right? Do they just have it all? Yeah, I would say they are all set here. All right, there's the Firemind's Foresight. I think I'm okay to scoop it up. So maybe I should have Force of Vigor in. Yeah, Force of Vigor could beat Omniscience in that kind of situation. And they're likely to be on Omniscience. Maybe we can just board out Brazen Borrower is good against Omniscience too. We can just petty theft it. We didn't see Brazen Borrower or Fire and Ice. Okay. I think I'm just gonna have to hope that this works. Well, I mean, this is technically a hand. Just play Crashing Footfalls and hope that Force is good enough, and or that we draw stuff like Force into Mind. I mean, it is 2 counter spells, and we have the turn 1 Crashing Footfalls. All right, I guess I'm gonna run it. I don't know, the last hand was a tricky spot. I guess I could have just waited and I would have hit another land. They would have had 2 Dazes. They've been playing Shardless. I mean, the Hullbreacher did nothing. All right. I mean, the one good thing about this hand is we're not going to lose to Daze. It's kind of sad losing to Daze in the deck that has to have Show and Tell, which they're not going to do very regularly. Like a sneak attack deck, you can expect that you're likely going to have that turn 2, or maybe, you know, turn 3. You're jamming, you know, sneak attack and Show and Tell. But you need to assemble the Show and Tell Omniscience something else combo, and that's likely going to take several turns in your mono blue deck to cantrip for those things. And so I really blew it by getting my Hullbreacher dazed. So I'm going to hope to draw something here. Like Brazen Borrower or Force of Vigor. Like anything besides a land. Okay. And there's a bit of a delay here, and I just have to make sure... Okay, yeah, so they pondered on their turn. And now it's my turn. Okay. Shardless Agent. So do I just want to jam Shardless Agent here and get the clock going? Why not, right? Yeah, this makes the whole force into Mindbreak Trap good. Yeah, we've got ups the heat. I like it. Let's do it. I mean, the only reason why this wouldn't be good is if we draw Hullbreacher next turn. We have to draw 2 blue cards to make holding up Force of Will good, and I don't think sitting around is gonna help the game. So yeah, let's jam. And if they want a daze here, that will set them back a turn. But I'm definitely not gonna force back. I'll be happy with the clock and the Rhinos that cometh. In 3 turns. Yep. Yeah, they are gonna daze, and that's fine. I will accept my attacks for 2. But it seems like this match would have easily been won with Inevitable Betrayal. I probably could have won the force battle there. All right, well, there's a land. So now if I draw the Hullbreacher, I can play it. I mean, I guess it is kind of bad playing into Daze there, because Daze is like not gonna matter. I mean, I don't know, I'm playing around Flusterstorm here. I could jam out for this Simian Spirit Guide, but it makes it so I can lose to Daze again here, and we obviously don't want to do that. An Arcane Artisan. Oh man, I'm gonna lose to this stupid deck. I mean, I guess I have to force this, right? And hope they don't have a Show and Tell. I mean, I guess I can Simian Spirit Guide, play Mindbreak Trap, or if we draw another land here, we are playing around Daze. I mean, at least we have a clock down. Yeah, so they're gonna be dead soon. If I had Simian Spirit Guide in play. Oh, they're gonna force this. I guess I don't see myself trying to force back with the Simian Spirit Guide into Mindbreak Trap. Okay, well, Petty Theft might be a 1. Let's see what the play is here. Ponder. All right, they're gonna play Scalding Tarn and crack it after this Ponder, which they did choose not to shuffle. All right, here's a Mystic Sanctuary, so they're gonna get back a Ponder. Okay. I guess I'm gonna Show and Tell. Yeah, I cannot stop it. Well, I could tap out for Mindbreak Trap. I think the plan is to hope it's Omniscience instead of Emrakul. Okay, here's a start. So now I get to Petty Theft the Omniscience. Okay. All right, well that seems good. Fetch to Thin here. Getting Tropical Island. So we draw Violent Outburst. Yeah, I guess there's no real reason to play that now. I'm just gonna jam it on their end step. And then hope that we can survive the turn here. Yeah, if they show and tell like Emrakul somehow, then playing Brazen Borrower and then Violent Outburst on my next turn is gonna get the damage across. And then if it's like show and tell Omniscience, hopefully the Mindbreak Trap gets the job done. Okay. It looks like it's mission accomplished here. Okay, that did it. Yeah, so I guess they maybe could have had Cunning Wish, and I would have had the Mindbreak Trap, it seems, last turn. All right, well, we did miraculously beat the Show and Tell deck without Inevitable Betrayal. That's pretty wild. Okay. Okay, so our opponent looks like a mono-white Stoneblade gamer. Lederhosen, that's like a grade A handle. Well done. But this looks like what they're going to be playing. And yeah, the double force hand here, I don't think is where going to be good. So I'm just going to mulligan. This hand's not going to be good either. Okay. So we can just go off quickly here and hope that's good. One more mana source and we can do Shardless into Violent Outburst. I think this will be a lot better post board once we get the Brotherhood's End and the Force of Vigors and Furies. Well, there's the mana source, so we'll get to, Shardless into Violent Outburst here. So just a question, it's a race. Who will win? All right, well, what my opponent's doing over there makes it seem like they are maybe not on their mono white hammer time, which is probably good news, as that deck's pretty explosive. Hoping not to get Oppo agented here, and they would need Dark Ritual to do it, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna get the forest, and then I'm gonna do the basic island, and then I'm gonna Shardless Agent on my turn. Okay, we're gonna have no shortage of Rhinos here. Okay, Rhinos is happening. Okay, so yeah, the Shardless Agent is in. All right, so they're on a Bowmaster strat, and yeah, that's not going to be very effective against us. So that's good news. All right, they're going to deal 1 to Shardless Agent. Ooh, and they've got the Ephemerate. Okay, so they'll get to pick off Shardless Agent here and have a Orc army that's a 2/2. All right, so that happens. All right, and yeah, our poor opponent here is gonna take it pretty hard here. I think their Ephemerate still is rebounding, but I guess they need to chump block there with the Bowmaster. Although, well, it doesn't seem that great for them, but I'm sure they know what they're doing. Okay. I think I will Volcanic Island versus Taiga. I mean, Endurance is not a thing I might draw, but this is going to be pretty good here. Okay, the Rhinos are in and they're taking a whole bunch of damage, and we're passing it back. I just need to get this to work. Okay. Yeah, here comes that Ephemerate Rebound. Not looking very good on their Orc army. Although maybe they have another Bowmaster they can play from hand. It looks like they do not. Okay, so they're doing an Extraction Specialist, so they're going to get their Bowmaster back. Yeah, it's just not very effective against what we're doing, and this thing can't even return Solitude, although that will be something to watch out for. But our sideboard is like well equipped with this. Between the Furies and the Brotherhood's End here, I can definitely see doing some work. All right, here comes an attack for 16. They have swords here. I mean, we still have Violent Outburst. Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty dead here one way or another. Yeah, there's a swords. Okay. And yeah, Violent Outburst is going to be a beating here. All right. Okay, so they take 10, and we still have 16 power in play. All right, and the opponent will scoop it up there. Okay, I had to run to the bathroom there, but we'll just do this quick here. Yeah, Fury, Brotherhood's End in, don't need Hullbreacher. I don't think I need Endurance, so I'm not sure how many Force Negations I need, but 2 seems like it's probably fine. So we'll run with this. And this seems like a reasonable enough hand on the draw. They might have like a Deafening Silence that we could get to counter. We'll suspend Crashing Footfalls on turn 1. And then obviously Shardless Agent on turn 3. And maybe Brazen Borrower will do something effective. All right, the opponent's on 7. Scrubland. Thoughtseize. I think I can just let that resolve. If they take Shardless Agent, we're still suspending Crashing Footfalls on turn 1. And we've got this other interaction. I guess like if they take Crashing Footfalls and then Surgical Extraction on my upkeep, that would be a good play by them. Okay, so they do take Crashing Footfalls, so maybe the Surgical Extraction is coming here. Okay, we did not get Surgically Extracted, so that's good. Okay, and then so Seagate Restoration is going to be the one we want to pitch to Force of Negation here, should the opportunity arise. And so maybe this is a Blood Moon matchup after all, and maybe that would be better than Force of Negation. Okay, so I think I am going to force this one and hope that my Shardless Agent resolves. And I think I'm going to do a little fetch to thin here. All right, more lands, exciting stuff. All right, the opponent's doing nothing. Maybe I should have... All right, I guess I am going to play around Opposition Agent by fetching on my turn here. And so if they try to Oppo Agent me here, we can Petty Theft it. Okay, but it looks like they are not in doing that. Okay, so I got a Volcanic Island. We'll jam Shardless Agent here. I don't think the choice of dual land there matters too much, where we have plenty more mana sources in hand. But we'll put Crashing Footfalls on the stack. I wonder if they're going to have some kind of fancy answer from Modern. There's some cantrip that costs like 1 white and 1 and draws a card and makes count. I don't know. It makes these tokens not come into play somehow. That would have been a beating. Okay, so there's a Solitude. So do they have like an Ephemerate here? That would be pretty good. They do have an Ephemerate. All right. mean, that's like okay, but not the it's not the end of the world. Their Solitude is not bigger than the Shardless Agent that it's going to leave behind. So we just need to have a good rip here, like get a Minsc or another Cascader. Here comes the Ephemerate Rebound. Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, so they get rid of all 3 creatures with the Ephemerate. Okay. It's still not the end of the world. But I probably do have to hardcast Simian Spirit Guide here, especially now. Okay, they're going to cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. That'll be a good one to Petty Theft if they try to reanimate it here. So they did get the basic Swamp off the Troll, which is good to know if we're going to be bringing in Blood Moon. Yeah, there's a reanimate. Alright, and are they going to attack? They are. So their last card must be like some kind of reanimate type thing. You get the Solitude back with. So maybe I'll just take it. And hope to draw something here. So I guess I should have predicted this was more like a scam thing in that it would make sense to bring in Endurance. Yeah, have Endurance in here. Like max copies. Okay. So I want to get Minsc down. But I kind of have to Petty Theft this Troll. And hope I don't get Thoughtseize for a turn. So I think I'm just going to hold up mana and not attack and let them do their thing. And then we'll Petty Theft the Troll and start rocking and rolling. So we just got to fade Thoughtseize here. Okay, so here comes the attack. No attack with Solitude, interesting. Well, here's the Petty Theft. You know, I guess if they do have the reanimate that I thought they might have last turn, they can just swamp cycle this thing and then reanimate it. Yeah, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. So maybe Minsc just isn't that great here. But yeah, are they playing reanimate? Is that what's happening? Yeah, it sure is. They go to 9. So yeah, Minsc isn't just, it's not going to be that great here, but we do get a 4/4 into play. Then they'll need to attack Minsc. So that is good. So we could play Lorien Revealed. I think I am just going to play the Minsc and accept my Boo token. And they will need to attack it with a Troll. And their life total is getting low, so we just might be able to finagle something here. Maybe I should have attacked with Boo last turn. I didn't really sit there and think about it, whether that would work out well for me. Yeah, here's the Troll attack on Minsc, sure. Alright, and a Wasteland. Okay, so Lorien Revealed not looking super hot, but maybe they have another Troll hard cast here is what's about to happen. Looks like it is. There's Force of Will, a little too late. All right, well, the good news is that we can be attacking in the sky with Brazen Borrower. We have Force of Will up if they do anything especially good. So yeah, they get to attack for 12, which is certainly a lot. Maybe I should have played out the Simian Spirit Guide there. And then we could triple block one of these Trolls. Seems Not the best. I guess like another Minsc and Boo, or like an Ice or Brazen Borrower is what we're hoping for here. Solitude. Okay, so we're gonna force the Solitude. Okay, so the force resolves. Brazen Borrower is in. We're gonna wasteland my Volcanic. Lorien Revealed. Not too exciting here. I guess I can cycle it for Volcanic Island. And yeah, we're going to attack with a Brazen Borrower. I guess I'm just pretty dead here. Like if I attacked with everything, they would have life linked up, and then I would be dead. And so yeah, I can play Simian Spirit Guide here, but I think I should have played a little tighter here and done better with the sideboarding. Yeah, and they just need to attack with everything, and that's going to then I only take 9 damage. It's right here, so we do have a shot at this. So we triple block a troll. They go up to 8, but they get to take out a whole bunch of my stuff. So I only have 5 power attacking on my turn. So yeah, Minsc and Boo is the only thing that can do it, I believe. Although I suppose like a petty theft would keep us in the game. Maybe their last card's a Bowmaster here and they can put me out of my misery. It's a grief, okay. Fury, well that is not gonna cut it, okay. Okay. So I cut the Force of Negations. How good are Fury? I mean, Fury does not kill the Troll of Khazad-dûm is the thing. And Brotherhood's End is kind of better against everything else. So I feel like I want to max out on Endurance. I'm kind of asking for a blowout with Fury. Like, you could try to Fury their board and then just lose to Ephemerate. I mean, Blood Moon could maybe cheese a game, although they are playing the Trolls. I mean, maybe a few copies of Fury is okay. Just 1 copy. For some sweeper power. Or I could just do the 1 Force of Negation. Man, Endurance, if they're going to be playing Reanimate, I think I need all the Endurances. Yeah, Fury just doesn't seem that great. 1 Fury seems fine. This hand. Well, it can play Endurance on turn 2. And it has Force of Wills. I guess this is okay. It might be a little weak, and maybe I should just take a mulligan. If it's like a bad 6, it's going to be unfortunate. But turboing out Rhinos is probably the easiest way to win this. That's what we did in game 1. Just keep coming with Rhinos. Okay. Well, we drew a terrible 6. Dang, just the shaft. Okay. Okay, well, we have turn 1 Violent Outburst and nothing else. What a horrendous hand. We're gonna do the ominous play nothing and pass. And they're not playing like counter magic, so I think I can just kind of respond to whatever they want to do with this Violent Outburst. Okay. We're really asking for a lot here for this Violent Outburst to go over the distance. Unfortunately, we just drew terrible cards. 3 terrible hands in a row, pretty much. But maybe the first one was good enough. I don't know. If they just have Affirmate here, it's all over. I guess I should have just kept the first hand, and I got greedy. Yeah, so they've taken out a Rhino. And there's the Affirmate, so yeah, we're just gonna lose. I mean, I could draw 3 lands in a row. Okay, yes, I have nothing. Yeah, we get it. Okay, well, that's a land. That's a good start. And look at this, they don't get any value off their Affirmate rebound, so we got that going on. I'm so sad about the first hand. But it would have been pretty bad against just like a Thoughtseize start, and they could easily still have that in our hand and just have gone for Solitude because that's what they had. At least this Plains has nice artwork by John Avon. But yeah, it's pretty sad. My poor trophy. Alright, well, we're just 1 mana from getting to reload. So that's cool. Yeah, you can have a Plague Engineer, and that's cool. I mean, I guess Fury would be good here. I mean, well, not really, because I don't have another red card, but it would be playable. Maybe my opponent just doesn't kill me very quickly here, and we somehow claw our way back. Okay, well, this is a good start. So I'm just going to get Trop Volk. And do the old Shardless. And pass it back. Alright, the opponent is going to Caracas. I guess I'm not going to block their Solitude. It seems like they have Reanimate. Although they're gaining life. So, I don't know. It would be ideal to... I don't know. Somehow not have that Solitude in play and yet not have it in the graveyard for them to reanimate. But I guess I'll just go ahead and attack here. Okay, so they just don't take any blocks. Or they don't do any blocks, and they just take 8. Yeah, so they're probably... So they're making an 8-point life swing each turn, and I'm making an 8-point life swing each turn. So they're winning the race, although it's not like I'm getting nowhere. I guess Ice would be like the best draw, right? That would tap down the Solitude. All right, deck, show me Ice. That ain't it. I guess I'm just gonna not attack. All right, you can Skull away my Force of Will. The real draw here would be like Endurance. It seems like they obviously have Reanimate, right? So I could draw Endurance and then attack with some Rhinos. And then Endurance their Solitude when they go to reanimate it. Brotherhood's End. It's not gonna quite do it here. Need another red source. Yeah, so I don't think my Rhinos are gonna survive here. If I Brotherhood's End, because I mean all the creatures would die at the same time. Yeah, I wish I had an Endurance. That would be cool. But yeah, Brotherhood's End, yeah, does not seem great. With this Plague Engineer in play. Lorien Revealed. Yeah, that'll get me the red source, all right. Well, I guess I'm going to attack with the gang here, and maybe they're going to block something with this Plague Engineer. Okay, that kind of works out. I get my Force of Will back. So I can Force of Will the reanimate that they're gonna play on the Plague Engineer. Lorien Revealed for the other Volcanic. And then play Brotherhood's End. That's not very good here. I guess I'm keeping this Force of Will in hand to counter the reanimation spell that's gonna happen. And it would be nice to draw Endurance. Alright, we pass it back to the opponent. And they're gonna grief here. And that's not good. This Brotherhood's End is close to being good. But it ain't quite good enough. So I could force this, but then they're just gonna reanimate it. Yeah, man, we're just not in a good spot. I mean, I guess force this and hope they don't have reanimate, even though they obviously do. Yeah, I mean, seems pretty clear they have reanimate. So, I mean, the best thing we can hope for here is to like draw just the attacks they were making with Solitude. I just don't have Endurance. And so I think Lorien Revealed is the card that, I mean, I want this land in case we draw something. Yup. And maybe we can top deck. Yeah, a Cascader. Or a Minsc. Or another Brotherhood's End. And then they can have the Secure Grief. If they somehow don't have reanimate, then I guess I could have forced the grief. It really seems like they have reanimate. And then I'm just left with nothing. And at least we have the ability, in theory, to top deck something here. Thoughtseize. Alright, well that's fine. Alright, deck, show me some love. Minsc. Oh, that's some love. Okay. So then it's a question, do I just make a giant 7/7? They have the Karakas in play, right? So I'm making a 7/7. Unfortunately, there's like no exciting fling shenanigan that I can do here. Minsc in. And now I just need to continue to hit good top decks. But yeah, Fire and Ice, Brotherhood's End, maybe Petty Theft. Those cards might get the job done. Endurance, there's probably worse things. Yeah, Violent Outburst seems okay. Shardless Agent too. So yeah, we just need to not brick. So they're going to reanimate the Plague Engineer and put themselves down to 10. And I guess maybe they forgot about the Karakas. Yeah, they must have. Unless they really want to do something with the mana they've got there, their last 4 mana. Doesn't seem like it, though. And so are both going at Boo? They are. They're going to be up to 13. So another Minsc would certainly win the game. I guess another Minsc and Boo would not win the game because I need to attack. And then they can just block with Plague Engineer, kill the Rhino. Oh man, we're so close. So play the Minsc and Boo, juice the Rhino up to 10. This Caracas is so good. So close. Yeah, play the Minsc and Boo, juice the Rhino up to 10. They take 8 trample, will be a 5. I mean, this thing has Death Touch, sadly. And the chosen creature type is Hamster. Okay. I mean, maybe they'll forget that their Plague Engineer has Death Touch and just kind of concede here, even though that would, there's really no reason to concede. Just the sheer madness of drawing 2 Minsc and Boos in a row. I mean, well, I don't even have the opportunity to juice the Boo because of the Plague Engineer, so there's no real decision to be made here. I mean, I could fling the Minsc and Boo, I could fling the Rhino before attacking. Doesn't seem very useful, though. So let's juice the Rhino. And let's attack for 10. Alright, they're gonna block with the Plague Engineer, take 8 trample. And at least that Plague Engineer's off the board. That Reanimate is maybe out of their hand. They will need to attack Minsc and Boo with both their critters again to kill it. Dang, they've got this Caracas Samwise thing going on. We're pretty effed then. Maybe they'll deign not to attack the Minsc and Boo. I can somehow profit by this. If they feel like they've got it under control with the Plague Engineer. Deafening Silence. Well, it's going to shut off Violent Outburst. And there's the Plague Engineer. Yeah, just got to draw a Shardless Agent here. Alright, we'll make a Boo token for funsies. And we drew nothing. Yup. Okay. Alright. Well, I just didn't... Game 1 was such a steamrolling that I just took my eye off the prize, and I did not do what I could have in Game 2, maybe to really think about what my opponent was on. I mean, I definitely underestimated my opponent there. And then in Game 3, man, that first hand... You know, the thing about Rhinos is, yeah, when you mulligan to 6, if your first 7's at all keepable, it's just not like Delver where you just need to find like a 1-drop in a land, and then all the other cards are probably like a lot of hands with 1 land and a creature or cantrip are keepable. And we, of course, bricked on our 6, and we kept a highly questionable 5. And I suppose still almost pulled it out. Okay. All right, anyway, moving on. You just got to stay sharp. And I mean, I just took my eye off the prize in Game 2 for sure. And yeah, I mean, black-white scam is a thing in Legacy, not just Modern. Okay, well, the opponent's gonna Basic Island Ponder here. I mean, I'd like to play around Daze, but see, this Basic Island, I don't know if they're like on combo or control. mean, regardless, I mean, I pretty much have to hammer this Shardless Agent here on turn 1, I would say. Yep. Okay, we'll put Crashing Footfalls on the stack. Does the opponent have days? Do not. Shardless Agent is in, so that seems promising. And they're going to concede right there. Interesting. Okay, well, my opponent's only finishes are for Death's Shadow in Legacy from not too long ago. So probably some kind of blue tempo deck, it is safe to assume. This particular build of Death's Shadow was a griefless build. Anyway. So what do I want to do here? Well, I want to bring in, you know, some Endurance and some Blood Moons. I think I can board out Force of Negation. I mean, I could go for like 3 Blood Moons, but we really don't know that Blood Moon is good. So much so that I want to be boarding out Minsc and Boo. Probably against a deck with showing basic island. 1 Blood Moon is fine. Okay. Alright, well, you know, this hand has a nice mix of spells and a Cascader, Force of Will, Fire and Ice. These are the sorts of hands that we hope for. Looks like it is going to be probably the blue-black Scam or Death Shadow. And I am not going to be bothered to force their grief. They pretty much have to take Force of Will here. And we'll see if they have Reanimate. Okay, it looks like it is Force of Will. And it is Reanimate. So they take my Shardless Agent. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. They're down to 3 cards in hand. And so all of our draws are pretty good. I guess more lands, not so great. But we can play Tropical Island, Island Cycle, Lorien Revealed, get the Volcanic Island, and then we can fire this grief to buy some time. Scalding Tarn off the top. Do I want to play around Wasteland here? Yeah, probably. Okay, so they're going to swing for 3 with grief. They've played their Polluted Delta. Here's a Brainstorm. Alright, I guess I'll go ahead and fetch the Volcanic Island on their end step. Okay, there's Endurance. So I guess what I'll probably do is fire the grief in their end step. And then like I don't want to fire the grief and then just let them reanimate it when I have this Endurance in hand. And so I think I can use my life total as a resource here. And they drew another grief. They're pitch casting it though. Are they gonna have reanimate here? I guess it's a fine enough time then. They're gonna have grief in their graveyard anyway. Hydroblast, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I could Endurance now, but I don't really, that doesn't seem great. But they're going to take Endurance. And I'm not going to have anything going on. And I guess I could rip some Rhinos. Okay, well, they don't have Reanimate for the Grief. Well, I drew a Spirit Guide, so that is not super exciting. Could pay 3 life here. They have 1 card in hand. I mean, I could pay 3 life. And then double pitch Spirit Guide to play Lorien Revealed. That seems pretty bad. I think I'm just gonna play this tapped and pass. Okay, and then just hopefully they don't do too much here and we draw something. Okay, well they did nothing, so that part of the recipe worked out. And what's going on here? Ugh, man, we're just not gonna draw anything. Well, a land would have been great there. But we're getting to be pretty low on life. I guess I'm playing out a Spirit Guide. Alright, Spirit Guide's in. Yeah, they're gonna get in for 3 here. Okay, there's a land. Yeah, I mean, I think I just have to try to block their grief, install a board here. And then we're holding up force for when they do something. Am I gonna force Sheoldred's Edict here? I guess I have to at this point. But yeah, it's not a great spot here. At least there's no attack from the opponent. Well, this would be a great time to rip something. Endurance. Simian Spirit Guide. Okay, well, I guess we're playing Simian Spirit Guide then, huh? And could attack. I don't think I'm ready to do that yet. A Violent Outburst would be sick. Well, here's the Murktide. Yeah, it's just one of those Rhino games where you just don't draw much. Well, here's a Violent Outburst, but I'm just dead in the sky to their Murktide Regent. Turn too late on this Violent Outburst. Could have had something going. Okay. Okay, well, we know what they're on for sure. And I'm not above scamming them out with Blood Moon. Well, Minsc and Boo cost 4, and that would be the logic. Play Blood Moon over it. Alright, well I'm gonna try that. I wish I remembered how I sideboarded last time. But yeah, I mean, this hand has a bunch of stuff going on that we like to see. So I'm gonna keep. Probably it's just jam turn to Blood Moon. So I'm probably gonna cycle this Lorien Revealed right away here, because we won't have the mana to do it later. But I'll get basic forest, and then basic island, jam Blood Moon, and then be jamming Violent Outburst. And then we have like endurance backup. So this is like a good hand at least. grief. Yeah, I can't stop it, so they're going to get to do that. So what are they going to take here? Okay. So they took Violent Outburst. So that would indicate they can probably play around Blood Moon, huh? And there's a Reanimate. Well, I guess my hand just stinks then. I mean, if they take Endurance here, at least I can play Blood Moon. Well, they do take the Moon. Okay, so I guess we want double green for this Endurance. So I'm getting Taiga. And I'm gonna Lorien Revealed for Tropical Island. And I'm gonna hope to somehow draw cards that are good. Petty Theft, okay, that is not a nothing burger. Doesn't seem like it really makes sense just to jam the Endurance right now with Simian Spirit Guide. If they play Wasteland, then they don't have Daze. Okay. Is it just the Wasteland? They could like waste me off the double green, and that would be unfortunate. All right, well, we have Spirit Guides. So probably an Endurance on myself is what's going to happen here. Although there's no great way to shuffle those cards back into my library. And if only I had a Hullbreacher. But I just don't have the good cards here. Yeah, they're gonna Island Cycle, Lorien Revealed. Okay, now Endurancing my opponent, getting to be more of an attractive option here, so that is something that we have going on. Blood Moon just looking terrible. I guess I'll get the Volcanic Island. Gonna wish that I had Minsc and Boo instead of Blood Moon. Yeah, there's a Force of Will. Okay, well, there's another Endurance. So that's a good draw, at least. So we'll crack off this here Endurance. All right, Endurance is in. We're taking damage to the dome, though. Hopefully they have a handful of Murktide Regents and not much else. Yeah, I guess I'll attack for 3. Play this Elvish Spirit Guide. All right, Spirit Guide's in. They are going to attack for 3. Okay, they're passing it back. Another Spirit Guide. Man, Violent Outburst would be so good. But, I mean, I guess we have lethal on the board. Okay, the Elvish Spirit Guide gets a Force of Will. So Violent Outburst and Shardless Agent would be good draws here. Just deal Simian Spirit Guide every turn, huh, isn't it? Okay, well, I guess we're gonna Petty Theft this and see what happens. Yield Force of Negation. That's a good one. Okay, I guess I'll play. I'm gonna hope they don't have days here. Well, they haven't really had removal so far. I guess if I attack here and hope they don't have removal, they could have like anything though. Man, we sure drew like every Spirit Guide in the deck. Well, we drew 4 of them in like 4 draw steps or something like that. The rate of Spirit Guides drawn was pretty incredible, you might say. So I guess if I keep back 3 blockers, they really need to draw some good stuff. And I have there were 16 cards into the deck, 1 Violent Outburst. You'd probably expect to see 1 Cascader every 16 cards here. So if I just sit back and don't attack and assume they don't have a removal spell, I'm feeling like I'm just going to attack with Endurance here. It's just that if I brick, I don't know. We have 2 blockers. The wind's right here. I feel like in Legacy, you kind of have to take what's right in front of you. There's 4 mana. Okay. All right, it worked. Well, okay. Okay. So we beat Jeskai Control, Blue-Black Scam, Show and Tell, Black-White Scam, and Blue-Black Scam. And then, so maybe if I had been sharper and realized what I was playing against with the Black-White Scam, I would have been more on point in game 2. And I guess that first 7 was a keep. It is the thing about playing Rhinos, is the mulligan decisions are brutal. And then generally playing the games are agonizing as you just hope for an even distribution of cards in your library and to not flood on Spirit Guides. Or to just see mana in your opening hand. So I think that this list was a success in some ways. Well, I guess a lot of ways. We beat Show and Tell without any inevitable betrayals, what you want to do. I mean, we beat Blue-Black Scam, which I guess is supposed to be the best deck in the metagame. We didn't really take advantage of our extra sideboard space. I guess this breakdown of deck lists here is pretty typical. I mean, I'm concerned about like 8 cast and initiative and these crazy Besiege the Mirror Storm decks, but I guess those decks are kept in check by these crazy scam decks. It seems like every league I play in, at least 3 of the decks are black. I don't know how much perfecting the sideboard slots there would have mattered in those games, or making those Brotherhoods end into something else. I guess it came up against the black-white scam deck, and I just have no idea what would have been the ideal cards. But I guess 3 Blood Moon does seem like a lot. There is a problem where you want Blood Moon in the same matchups as you want Endurance, but probably 2 Blood Moons in the sideboard is correct. I mean, the way Hullbreacher, I drew it at the right times and it didn't matter at the wrong times. 2 seems to work out well for me. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to figure out the answers here almost at 11 o'clock on Sunday night. But it seems like there's 3 open slots, at least in the sideboard. I mean, maybe Hullbreacher. I like the Blood Moon against like 4-color Beanstalk. And I mean, I guess, well, obviously like lands, and you bring it in against scam decks, but I mean, maybe just more Hullbreachers would be better. I could do something crazy and run like 4 Hullbreachers, between the main deck and sideboard. I could put 2 more Hullbreachers here. It seems like Hullbreacher has to be a better card against scam decks than Blood Moon, which seems really wishy-washy. Although that one guy obviously was not playing the basic swamp, but I think that's pretty unusual for blue-black scam, the first scam player that we beat. So I mean, I don't know. I have this tendency to try to want to go all in on the one thing that seems to work well, and so maybe 2 Blood Moons is just reasonable. But I'll have to go back and look at how I sideboarded against that first scam player. I'm still not really sure what the optimal configuration is against blue-black scam. I mean, I also can't remember what I was doing in the last round. Somehow I ended up boarding out Minsc and Boo. It seems like this would be a pretty reasonable configuration. I guess I had the 4th Endurance in, and I cut 2 Minsc and Boos, and so something else would have been different. But all right, anyway, it's enough rambling. Rhinos is the metagame. Well, I mean, I guess in the league metagame, you do play against a lot of these scam decks, and I think those are winnable matchups. It's the more strategies that push you to the edge, like your initiatives and your Beanstalk control and your Besiege the Mirror combo. The scam decks are just kind of up the middle. And I don't know. My experience is that Grixis Delver is just better than blue-black scam. But there must be some reason why people love the blue-black scam. All right, I'm going to stop rambling. Thanks for watching. I'm glad I could bring some more Rhino content and not completely shame myself and get a nice 4-1 result. So, I'll thank you in advance for, liking, commenting, and or subscribing, and wish you a great evening. All right.